What now? The form starts right now.
Doing this for free.
We're
You know,
sharing our
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. You're sharing your knowledge for free, and another piece of sharing your knowledge and building your brand and being authentic is when you're passionate about it, you'll do it for free. You'll do it for free. That thing that you're really passionate about, that thing that you're really called to. And like you were saying, it's not about sales. It's about sharing your gift.
Yes.
And then I keep hearing value. Value yourself and value what you bring to the table. You have to know that you are valuable in being authentic, knowing that you are valuable, building your brand, knowing that what you have is valuable, being an online presence, being sitting there with your head up and your shoulders squared back, that you are projecting confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table. So you have to know your value and know your worth, and don't shortchange yourself because of popular opinion of other people. Um, and so one of the things too I wanted to say about sharing your knowledge, I remember talking to someone who was just birthing their business, and they were saying that I really don't have a platform. Well, create one. Create one. If you are a whatever it is you are, create your platform. What now was created?
Yeah.
Nobody came and said, "Well, Mary Ellen, I want to make you an offer here to do this talk show." What now was created? What creative thing is waiting for you to happen to it?
That's good.
And so there are risks involved. Yes, absolutely. So be willing to take the risk to produce what you know you are able to produce.
Yes.
And so even if it isn't in building your own business, what about in just building your profile? What about building your resume so that others will know what you bring to the table. You may work for someone else. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't down that for anybody. I did it for 32 years, all right? And I had my share, and I knew what I brought to the table. And so no matter how many chairs changed in those that were over me, I'm like, you know what? I seen you come, I seen you go, and I'm not leaving until I get ready. So
Right.
just really knowing your value, knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the table. And if no opportunity comes to you, you better make your opportunity.
That's right. Yeah.
You better make it. You better make it. If nobody calls you to speak, you better say, okay, I'm getting ready to have a conference, or I'm getting
Absolutely.
ready to go live online, and whoever just listens for 30 seconds, you're going to hear me roar, okay? You're going to hear me speak because I'm going there, yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you said to, I'm sorry, to be teachable, teaching moments, and people sitting under mentors. Well, when I was starting my business, I didn't have anybody that would wanted to help me. There was nobody that wanted to help me, and I went and I reached out to several people. And I remember praying to God, and my aunt, who was living in Las Vegas at the time, she had started a nonprofit called Najaya's Foundation, and it was about it was against gun violence. It was a to bring awareness, gun awareness. And so she would give out locks, and I remember having a conversation, gun locks, and I remember having a conversation with her, and she said, "Oh, I had someone do that for me." And I was like, "Okay." She says, "And I'm going to send you all of my information." I said, "Excuse me, ma'am?" I said, "Thank you, God."
Right.
She sent me
Amen.
everything that she had for her business. I didn't invent the wheel. You don't have to. I didn't invent the wheel. So I went and I looked through it, and I added my stuff where it needed to be added, because for the most part, things are the same. Bylaws and different things like that, rules of a nonprofit, they're pretty much the same. And so just added my stuff, and I got help. I asked someone to volunteer, and I don't know if people know this, but if you work for a nonprofit organization, you get your student loans reduced. I don't know if a lot of people know that or not. So I'm just putting it out there. You get you work for a nonprofit
Yes.
for about 5 or 10 years. And I think Obama may have passed that when he was in office. I'm not really sure, but you
Wow.
do get your loans reduced.
Yes.
So basically that's how I created my nonprofit, and I got approved by the government, and so I do help other people, and I think that it's only right because somebody helped me. I didn't have to, because someone was going to charge me $350 for them to show me how to. I said, I don't have $350. I'm not doing that. Even if I did, I don't want to give it to you. Not for that, But it was just by the grace of God. So there are people who are willing to help.
Yeah, and you have not because you ask not. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to put you, like you were saying, if they say no, just go to the next. Like, okay, because everybody is not a part of your journey.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
That's
so sometimes we're reaching out and feeling like others that we know of or who are doing it should help us. And if they haven't been specifically designed for your journey, then you're not going to get the help for them.
Right.
But because you believe in what you have, you believe in your product, you believe in what you bring to the table, and you believe what God has placed on the inside of you, He will send those who are to be your help.
Yes, he will.
He will send them. You just have to wait. And when doors are closed, you have to just be thankful
That's it.
because you don't know what you're being sheltered from when those doors are closed. When those doors are open, you better boss your way right in there. You better be bad enough to walk in
That's
those
right.
doors.
That's
How
right.
dare us?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
How dare us ask for doors to be open,
Ooh,
and when the
and then walk
daggone
in.
door open, you
We don't walk through it.
Scared to walk through.
That's right. Do it
No.
scared.
Yeah.
you do it scared. You better walk yourself right in that door and act like you know you belong in the room.
That's right.
One of the mistakes we make as entrepreneurs, as people, period, is that we compare ourselves to other people's
Oh
stuff.
my, talk about
And
that.
when I first got started, now we are all from Kingdom Life Church, and Pastor is a mentor, but she is in the helping us get started with our businesses, and we're walking in our purpose. And for some of us, it means to be entrepreneurs. Everybody's not an entrepreneur.
Right.
But I would compare myself, and a lot of people make this mistake. I would compare my Facebook. I would compare this, and I would compare that. And I tried to be them at first. And that's normal for a lot of people. But what I found was when I stopped comparing and when I stopped valuing people's, I don't see that working for you. And then I would sit down but what I found was when I stopped comparing, and then I went and again got wisdom. A lot of times I would go back to my pastor because she knew me personally and she was getting to know me professionally because I was becoming a professional. And so getting to someone that says, do it scared, what can I help you with? But if we continue to compare ourselves, I don't look like her.
Right.
We may have a similar passion, a similar goal, but I have my own niche. I have my own brand. I have my own way.
That's right.
And just because it's not her and I'm not where she's years in somewhere where I am just a few years invested, not to compare myself to her, what she has, what the money that she brings in, and jump and try to skip the process, because there is value in the process
Yes,
of
there
building
is.
your brand.
Absolutely.
And when you try to skip it, thank you very much, but when you try to skip it, you will continue to fall. You want to
Until you
continue
master
to
that. Yeah.
grow.
Yes.
And so it's okay to have to be in the field slaying the bears and slaying the tigers, because your giant is going to come. Your day of awakening or your opportunity will come. Like this came when she chose me. I was like, so why am I on the phone doing what now again? Because I know that she spent many a years doing what she does, and she will pick. She's gonna pick someone. I'm just gonna pick my people. No, I want to pick people who are able to talk to, bring strategies, bring solutions. There are entrepreneurs, and a few of us are birthed out of Kingdom Life Church, and so we're taught not to compare. But I still compared, y'all. It was crazy. So I wanted to say that to my entrepreneurs out there: don't compare your stuff to everybody else. Be you. If I like pearls, I may like a few, but I like bling. She likes pearls, and it's okay. It's what makes us different.
That's right.
Yes. And see, the thing about it, I like pearls, but I also like bling. So don't try to put me in a box because you never know.
Yeah. Don't try. Exactly.
You never know what I'm
You
going to come
never
out
know.
with.
Exactly.
Just when you thought you had me paid,
That's it.
boom, boom, boss just stepped in the room. So, and so be open.
Open.
Yeah,
Exactly.
be open. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Be open. If you're going to be a boss, you want to be open. Here's an acronym that there are many acronyms for boss, but this is what I came out with. Boss, B, believe, overcome, O, S, strategize, S, sacrifice, because it's going to take sacrifice.
It is.
It really is. And that's where you have to risk others getting ahead of you. When we talked about the caterpillar being in the cocoon and coming out that butterfly, sacrifice. You're going, like you said, the shoes, sacrifice. It's going to take sacrifice. And when it comes to comparing, you don't want to compare yourself to others, but you do want to look at what others do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. But one of the things that you said at some point in time about maybe in the day or some other time, about when you compare yourself and you're looking at someone who are years in, and then you'll get discouraged because you just started and now you're looking like, well, when am I going to get my break? Well, years of sacrifice have gone into them building that business and coming into their own authenticity and coming into a place where they built their brand and now nothing can move them from it. They're ups and downs. And so sometimes you don't want to covet at any time because you don't know what that individual went through to get to where they are. All you know is that you have your process. Embrace it. Embrace it and let nothing move you off your square where you start feeling some kind of way about your product because it may not be packaged like somebody else. Just package your product well. Don't package your product trashy, junky, and just any kind of way. Don't do that. Whatever you do, you want to put your best foot forward. Get someone else to look at it. And if they look at it and say, you need to change this, change that, take that out and do that, don't get mad at them. Take. I'm not gonna look at nobody.
Constructive criticism.
I'm gonna look straight ahead. So I'm gonna look right in the camera. But yeah, just take that good constructive criticism because it's to grow you, not to hurt you or discourage you. So when you should know the difference. You should know the difference when you go and you talk to somebody about your brand, about your business. You should know when they are criticizing you and want to hurt you and tear you down versus telling you things that's going to help build you up and help you be better. Because if they're not helping you be better,
Deuces.
see ya. See ya. And you keep it moving, you keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And embracing that constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Embrace
it. And if you want to grow, you got to be open to constructive criticism. When I first wrote my book, and Pastor Mary, I know she's talking about me, Jesus. I gave her my book. And I have a really good book. My first book, I gave it to her, and boy, she marked it up. And I just wanted it to be perfect the first time. I looked at it took me a month to go back and fix all the errors. Today, it is my best-selling book, and it's got 5 stars. And she set me up to my second book, which is still getting 5 stars.
Awesome.
And I had to learn, but I had to learn from her because she wrote books before, and I went to her. I used my resources. You understand? And so, and the thing is, there was criticism in the book, but I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't gonna say she wrote my book. She didn't write it, you guys. She edited it very well.
She didn't write it. So I want to say this: beware of people who will not criticize you.
Yes.
Beware of people who will not give you good advice. Just beware of that, because you don't want someone to say, "Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, that's not good."
Right.
Yeah, no one is a mess.
No one is a mess.
Yeah, beware of those kinds of people.
Yeah, and you don't want to be around yes people. You want that person in your space that's going to say,
Right.
don't do that.
That's going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. You want the truth, and you really want it raw. So being in business, you have to have broad shoulders.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, and you can't be thin skinned, and if you're gonna roll with me, you can't be thin.
That's right.
It's like tear the Band-Aid off fast and not slow.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I scraped my foot over her house. She says, "You want me to put some alcohol on it?" I said, "Absolutely not." You know, so but it's those things that when you get a scrape, just dump the alcohol on it. Just do it fast.
Do it.
You
Clean
know,
it
I'm
out
gonna
and get it
scream,
done.
but yeah, just clean. You know.
Keep it
But I'm like,
moving.
no.
That's
I
right.
said, no, Mama. I don't need you to do that. That just took me back, reminded me of my mother. But you know, you want someone that's going to be honest with you, and so you want to have people in your atmosphere that help push you along. And so, even in that, there's always something that you still bring to the table.
That's right.
Now, I may push these ladies, but they still bring something to the table. It's not all about me. I glean from them too. And so it's a give and take. I don't want just takers in my atmosphere.
That's right.
I want you to be able to give something. So and I know that there are those people. They're takers, and it's okay. But if we're going to be connected, you know, I want to give, and I also want to receive from you too. So it's a give and take. So I don't want you just to value what I bring to the table. I want you to know I value what you bring to the table as well. So yeah, we just have a few more minutes left, and so we're going to need to wrap up. So I don't know what do you all want to say again about? It doesn't have to be specifically what you started out with, but about anything as far as entrepreneurship and being a boss.
I'd like to say, be willing to take the risk.
Yeah.
If you believe in your brand, if you believe in what you're building, be okay to take the risk. Be okay with failing. Just make sure that you get back up
Yes.
and you try something different. And you keep trying until you get it right. It's not any perfect or any one way to do business.
Right.
There are some pros, there are some cons. So pay attention to others as you are in the process of building. I'm not saying copy what you see, but I am saying that, you can glean. If I'm going to share knowledge, what's the purpose of me sharing the knowledge if there's no one to receive it? If no one's going to use it? So you have to be willing to glean from others who have done it without comparing yourself to the point to where you get discouraged.
And embrace the process, like we said. It's not a fast journey. It's not a get quick rich scheme. If you're looking for that, then at the end of the day, but if you really have something, you have it, this is your purpose, embrace the process. Don't let people talk you out of yourself.
That's right.
Don't let people talk you out because they don't see it. A lot of people couldn't see it at first, but I just kept going. I kept pushing. I kept seeking advice. I kept, and now people look to me for the advice that I went to other people to look for, and I'm looking to other people still. So don't nobody talk you out of your purpose. That's your God-given purpose. You walk that walk and be bold in walking it.
And I guess I would say for those people who think they have an idea or they think they know what their purpose is, get a journal and start writing stuff down. Start writing things down. The word even says to write the vision and make it plain. Write it down. Write down your thoughts. Write down everything about it. So therefore, you can, when you start your business, you can look back and say, "Wow, I had those. Wow, I had this. I'm looking, this, that, and the other." But just get a journal and write things down. Have to-do lists.
Yes.
Align yourself with people. Surround yourself with people who may be doing the same thing that you're doing or something similar. Positive people, positive thinking people. If the people that you have right now, again, are not for you, maybe that's just not your clique right now. Maybe you've outgrown them. I would say just stay encouraged because it's not an overnight process. People that you see being successful, we have YouTubers that get 5,000, whatever, but people who are successful and do it like for sustainability, it's not an overnight process. It takes a long time, and there's going to be a lot of lessons that are going to come along the way.
Yes.
So just embrace them and learn from them.
Yes. And I'll say, start the journey. Start where you are, do what you can, use what you have. Famous words from my husband, Apostle Charles. Yeah. So it's your move. I want to ask, does anyone have any questions before we close all the way out today about entrepreneurship, about being a boss, building your brand, teaching what and building your knowledge base, or being authentic?
Apparently, I have a question. So I would say, when it comes to, for me, I like to be decorated with accolades. I want to have license. I want to have degrees and things like that. But if you're gifted, you have a God-given gift that doesn't necessarily call for those things. How do you, beyond having faith and walking with authority, begin your journey without the degrees that you would want to have or the license that you want to have when it comes to motivating, inspiring, pushing people? I'm in the same area and realm as you ladies up there. And so for me, I've just started with little things and little posts here and there, but I feel like God's pushing me to do it, to speak, to, go to my journal that I already have and look at the words that I've written, the journals I've wrote, and read those and share those. And like, how do you do that without like saying, I want my degree first, and then I'll feel confident in sharing these things or giving people advice or coaching and things like that?
Well, waiting on your win, there's a part of my book that I wrote in Captured by God, waiting on when you get your degree, waiting on when everything is perfect and all of that. If you know that what you're called to, you can do without all of that, can you do it without it? Then do it. If you can do it without it, then do it. You started with posts. You can start small with it, but where do you see it going? So wherever you see it going, you want to start building that nucleus right there. And so that, and putting the necessary steps in place to start making it happen. And then you can get your degree along the way.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And then be consistent. If you want to show up, if social media is going to be your platform to get your message across, be very consistent in doing that. And then you'll gain the followers. Not only will you gain followers, you'll gain people that want you to do ads. You can monetize. My YouTube is monetized. And then social media will monetize you. So you'll start gaining fun. Not that it's all about money, but your channel becomes valuable even to people who want to put ads on your platform. You feel what I'm trying to say? So be very consistent with it. Keep getting your message across. And as you grow, your message will stay the same. You'll just learn more.
Right.
You understand?
So to go along with that, when we talk about giving your knowledge for free, because ultimately that is part of branding, that's part of being authentic. You have to, these are free samples. I'm going to have this conversation with you. I'm going to leave something with you so that way you come back and you want to have another conversation. How do you start putting a ticket on that next conversation?
I want you to learn, oh, I use it all the time. Jesus. Oh, I forgot. Anyway, when you go on, anytime you offer something for free, there's always a catch. There's always a catch. And it's this platform that I use through MailChimp. But I forgot what it's called real fast. But you go in there and you start with, hey, this is me. And if you subscribe to my channel, you get my free book. Right now, my free book is Help I'm in Love with a Narcissist. It's free. You can have it. Just go subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you don't get it for free. So then they subscribe. And then I tell them a little about myself. Why am I, qualified to tell you about this? Who am I? And then you get in there and say, you know what? And if you're ready to heal because you've been broken, blah, 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 I have a book I healed on purpose. It's $12.99 and you can get it at Amazon. And so they made, okay, let me look some more. It's only $12.99. But guess what? If you want to spend an hour with me and you're really dedicated to your healing journey, then right now you can get an hour with me for this much. And if you want it all right now in this moment and being COVID, you can have it
And
all
then-
in a bundle.
And wait, there's more.
You understand? And there's more. And that's guess
but
what? That
yeah.
keeps going and going and going. And you know what people say most of the time? Athena, I just need an hour with you. They got my book. They got the one for free. They paid for one, and now I booked their session. But once I got them and I booked them, that meant I was valuable to them. You want to make yourself valuable. Be like, free, free, free. Well, yeah, I wrote a book. Okay, it's on Amazon, but you can get it for free. And it's a valuable book. Truth is, it's a great book. It's a great quick read. You understand? So you want to kind of do that. There's a word for that on MailChimp, and I'm tired. But the truth is there, and you can do it. Go ahead.
I'll say, so my business is a little different. I'm a counselor. I offer a 15-minute consultation for free, and that gives my clients or potential clients the opportunity to ask the questions about the services that I provide, or to ask the questions about how it is that I may be better than the next or the past clinician that they've worked with. And I find that really helps me to gain clientele, because they get to pick my brain, so to speak. They get to see what kind of style I'm working with. How do I communicate? The large majority of counseling is communication. So I give them an opportunity to experience me for a period of time for free. And then they get to decide after that whether or not they want my services.
And well, I'll just say this real quickly. You want to build your marketing base now. Build your marketing base, how you're going to market what you're doing now, because just like building your brand, also becomes the foundation of what you do and how you move forward. So
I was going to say two things. First thing, we get into business to make money.
there you go. That was my other thing. Yes.
Okay, so yes, we want to help people,
Yes.
right? And we will do that, but our reward is an increase in revenue.
That's right.
Right? That is what we do. So not to be ashamed to say, my revenue went up.
Right.
My revenue went up. My revenue went up, right? The second thing is, being in counseling, someone said to me, people do not appreciate things that they get for free all the time.
Right.
So you have to charge
That's right.
something, right? So you're not saying that you have to give people all of your knowledge. No, maybe it's just the foundation fundamental, you know. But when you get down to the nitty gritty and spending time with people and talking and interacting, then you charge them. Yeah, then you charge them. Then there's a cost, and the cost is this. And don't feel bad about it. You may even say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give away 100 to, I don't know, 50 to 50 people. I'm going to do these sessions for free. And then you've met your quota. You've done what you need to do. And then you can start, charging different prices. Just something to make you feel better. Because you're like, oh my God, I'm just charging all this astronomical amount of money. No, you don't have to at first, but you do have to charge something.
And know your value.
And know your value.
That's right.
Any other questions? Well, all right. Well, thank you for joining us again for another segment of What Now? And thank you, audience, for being here with us. And we appreciate you. Thank you. Yes. So, what now is your move?